has really changed from your perspective in terms of credit union automation?
Well, admittedly, and you keep reminding me of the 20 plus years with I got the grays now. Way back in the day, I looked a little darker than this, but I did start, admittedly, on the dark side. I was on the banking side of things with Royal Bank of Canada, and then went over to McGraw Hill Federal Credit Union. Now, when I got to see the not for profit banking style, the vision, I really fell in love with it, and there was no looking back from there. I feel that choosing a credit union or a community bank to be your sole depository or your primary depository is a great way to keep those funds within the local communities and keep them thriving. So I've always been a strong believer of that, and I think that still resonates with most consumers that both Rajesh and I meet with. The average loan and deposit amounts within the credit union sector alone has grown roughly 2.5 times over the past 20 plus years. We now have close to 100 million credit union members throughout the United States alone. And that number will continue to grow. Over the past 20 years, the past 2 decades, I've seen a lot more focus on the technology side of the house, if you will. And that is going to be extremely more important. I mean, it's more important now moving forward. Smart credit union leaders know they cannot continue to ignore this area, a very important area, if they want to continue to compete and attract the younger generations of credit union members that expect the lower rates, they expect the higher deposit rates. However, they also expect to be able to access their accounts from their phone or tablet, whether it be 1 in the afternoon or 1 in the morning. So, more and more credit unions are becoming more aware of this, and they need to focus there, especially.
Brilliant. I've never really thought about credit unions with personalized banking. So I think it's putting a lot of things into my head right now. I'm like, no, no, Kevin, stop it. There's quite a lot more back from that. So Rajesh, over to you. I know you have, you're coming from, the tech background. You're, digital transformation leader. You've, worked in, credit union as well. You started, with credit union, 11 years ago. Let's unpack that. You started with, Tech Federal, Credit Union, and you were, you took a very monumental position. Taking people into from what you used to be to emerging into emerging tech. What's really changed from your perspective?
Yeah. No, thank you. So I joined First Tech back in 2011, and my first goal was to get the two credit unions merged together, and they become a much bigger credit union. And when we looked at the tech stack, we were way behind than where we should be, right? The name was First Tech, but we were not first in the technology space. So that was the mandate given to me to lead the whole transformation from bottom up, right? We didn't put some shiny objects on top, but instead took a bottom up approach, understood the business, and went on transforming the plumbing behind before we put the shiny objects on front. So that experience that I had doing that resulted into 300 to 400% increase in revenue for the credit union. I mean, that result itself that we saw kind of led me to take that experience, the story that I had, to start Digital Align and work with many other credit unions to help them in their digital strategy, show them how it can be done, not just by putting, say, new online banking or new mobile banking, but take the back end processes, understand them, improve them, remove fix the plumbing on the back end with technology, and then improve it. And that's what led me to kind of understand there is a lot more to be done in that space. And once I started at First Tech, I stuck in there. I've spent all my latest career in the credit union space working with credit union. I work with community banks like Toyota Savings Bank and other small community banks, but I think credit unions be in the space. But yes, that's my background. Taking that technology experience, the credit union system experience, that's what we are making use to transform the rest